Good morning. My name is Jeff. This is Stop the Pirates, stopblogspot.com. I'm not going to blow any smoke up your ass. I'm going to shoot it to you straight, the way I see it, what's happening, and hopefully YouTube will let me put it on. I think on all these long weekends, maybe we have an opportunity where a lot of people are on vacation or taking the long break off, and we can get some more stuff through the AI algorithms. But it's where we are as a people here on the U.S. slave plantation, and that's what it is. It's a tax farm. The U.S. government, the corporation, the foreign corporation known as the United States of America, are the veterinarians. They take care of the herd. The farm, the plantation is owned in fee simple by the Queen, and the title to the United States of America, America is held by the Pope and the Vatican in allodium title. They looked around, I don't know, when was it? I could pull it up. And they said, we own the world. And it's never been challenged. So that's the system we live under. And we've now been moved off of the plantation and off of the pasture, and we're now going into the feedlot to fatten us up a little bit more for the eventual slaughter, which is coming, I would say, in the next 6 months, not even that, sooner. But I'll tell you how evil these corporations are. They are evil, the fruits of the devil. The flu, and we all know what the flu shot is, right? They try and get everybody to take it. Get your flu shot, and before you go outside, slather on some sunscreen. And here, have a cherry Coke. Anyway, let's see if I can read this. This is again out of the book "We Want to Live" by Augenis Wonder Planets. If you don't know this guy, Augenis Wonder Planets was a sickly and accident-prone child who suffered learning, attention, and social disorders. At 12, he survived his first life and death situation from peritonitis that was misdiagnosed as appendicitis. His health continued to decline throughout adolescence. At 20, he was diagnosed with blood and bone cancer and given less than 6 months to live. Medical therapies made him semi-invalid with 3 new incurable diseases and a medical death sentence of 3 months at best. His struggles for life drove him to pursue the boundaries of health. He explored every alternative physical exercise, psychotherapy, positive thinking, metaphysics, religion, vitamin, mineral, and enzyme supplementation, and dietary regimens. He obtained substantial results from certain diets and began to study nutrition. After his health improved significantly, he traveled for 3 years on a bicycle laden with a sleeping bag and 4 saddlebags containing books on health, psychology, and anatomy. He adventured the North American continent, living outdoors while studying the diets and healing methods of various cultural groups and animals. He discovered a dietary approach that changed his life. His cancer went into complete remission and eventually reversed. He outlived his medical death sentence by 28 years and enjoys excellent health. Mr. Vonderplanets has a farm in Illinois and works as a nutritionist in Los Angeles. Disney's Epcot magazine featured him in an episode entitled "You Are What You Eat." He fostered nutrition on several talk TV and radio shows and children's programs. People from all over the world seek his individual counseling. At present, he is developing a companion novel called Raw Food Recipes. But yeah, like I said, anyway, his modality of eating is what he came up with is something called the primal diet, which is not eating cooked food. So the human beings are the only animals on the planet that cook their food, and they're the sickest. That's for a reason. Yes, you can eat raw meat if it's good meat, and raw fish, especially raw milk, milk that hasn't been pasteurized, butter that hasn't been pasteurized, raw butter. We can get here in California thanks to this guy. He's actually the one that lobbied Congress or whatever and got it all taken care of. Everywhere else in the country, it's illegal because they know it makes you healthy. It gives you great pre and probiotics. Anyway, but in his book here, he goes different. There's all different kind of things that people suffer from. You know, whether it's infant problems, indigestion, hypertension, hyperthyroid. Anyway, he talks about the flu here. And the flu, influenza, is a major detoxification, like a major cleaning of a car's water and oil system. Influenza flush out the body of many accessible stored toxins and allows for a fresh, clean, running system. Rejoice and see them through. Increased vitality follows after you get the flu and after you get through it. And everybody knows that. But what does the medical system tell you to do? Oh, no. You want to get rid of that flu immediately. Go get a flu shot. We don't want you to have the flu. We don't want your body to detoxify itself and clean itself out. We want you sick because then you are a better customer for us. And just recently they came out with all these Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Merck, is it Merck? Is it NORAD? No, NORAD. mRNA, Moderna. These companies are making billions and billions of dollars, and now they're already projecting out into the zeitgeist that there's going to be booster shots needed. If your body can't catch a common cold to clean itself out, or get a flu if you're really toxic, what's going to happen to you? Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? This fall when the weather changes, and that's when it happens too, because something about your blood vessels get smaller or bigger or something when it's cold, and even cancer. Believe it or not, cancer is actually a good thing because and it's just all a money-making operation. Your body's toxic. It has cells that are toxic, and what will it do? Your body, in its infinite wisdom, will collect those into a they call it a tumor, but just kind of wraps them all in one little tight package so it can deal with them. And where's it going to wind up? It's going to wind up in one of your lymph nodes. It's your body's sewer system. It's your how your body cleans itself out. They go, oh no, I got a lump. Well, let's cut it off, get it out of there. And as soon as they open that little pouch up with all those cells in it, they just release into your whole body. Your whole body gets cancer. Then they got to give you chemotherapy, which is as about as acidic as battery acid. I didn't know this before, but chemotherapy is so acidic that they can't even pump it into a vein in your arm now. They have to go right into your heart. And the person injecting it into you has to wear a full face shield and all this, because if it gets on them, it'll burn your skin off. And you go into radiation. And as you leave this plane of existence, they'll take everything you had, and you'll have nothing for your kids or anything you want to pass down. They did that to my father, 77 years old. They told him he had leukemia. Chemotherapy killed him. You know, took $150,000, $200,000 with him for his doctor. They don't know. These people don't know anything. They don't give them any training on nutrition. That's for damn sure. And like I said before, you and I are commodities. We're cattle. I mean, I'm not putting myself into that category, but I'm talking about the majority of people that will run down and get injected with a experimental vaccine, not even know what's in it. I mean, that's insanity. That's the definition of insanity. I've talked to a couple of people that have been inoculated. I call them the Enochs. They're like not even there anymore. You're like, oh, what? Sir, can you please put on a mask? They're still in California. I reject the whole thing that any of this stuff is contagious. It's just all one big giant complete hoax. And you know what's interesting now too is you watch him. Rand Paul is gonna get Fauci, and he's all. And what they're talking about is like they're not even talking about is this thing actual contagious? Is it a real thing? They're talking about, well, who made it now? Where did it come from? We're not even going to discuss if it's real or fake. We're just, where did it come from? China? Did it? You gave money to that guy and he blah, 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 blah. I mean, come on, we're 14, 15 months into this thing. And now he's just coming around going, oh, yeah, we got a couple of questions now about what's happening over here in the Wuhan lab. Unfortunately, and you know what? Because I've done deep thought on this, is that it's my contention that I'm not this body, and ultimately I'm leaving this body with my soul. So what they do to it, I don't know if that matters really. I mean, I'm not signing up to get anything injected into me, but I'm just, here's what I think. And if you go to the CDC website, they have a section on a zombie apocalypse. And I thought about that. If they inject something into you that's like metallic or something because the magnets stick to your arm when you get it, it has nanobots or I don't know what. Who knows what's crystals that go into your brain and connect up with the 5A cellular towers, and I don't know. I just see a lot of people doing crazy stuff. But if it's like if you get who's ever been blackout drunk, right? And you ask people what happens when you get blackout drunk. Why do you black out? Why do you not remember anything? Because what happens, that's why they call it spirits, is when your body gets so poisoned, your soul doesn't like it there. It can't inhabit it. So it leaves. It goes up a little bit and maybe some other kind of a lesser spirit or entity will enter into your body and take over. That sounds crazy, but it sounds plausible to me because you don't remember anything the next day. So anyway, if this inoculation does that to people where your soul, it goes, hey, I can't hang out here. This is not working for me. So I'm going to leave. And you just go on some kind of an autopilot where you don't even know where you're doing or what's going on. I don't know. That's just my contention, my theory that your soul is not going to want to stick around in a body that's some kind of a cyborg. Yeah, so anyway, I want you guys to remember this. Above all other things, your signature is your most valuable property. Don't give it away for free. Don't give your name away for free. Your property is pledged for the rest of your life upon your signature, and your promise to perform is pledged into perpetual debt. The bankers don't even bother to go to court. They leave it up to the agencies to administer the agency corporate public policy. It is the public policy of that agency to bill you on your promise to perform. If you don't pay, they follow up with a public policy on notice of default and give you one more chance to pay. Then they proceed to sell the property at a tax auction. They never go to court or appear in court to back up their claim against you. Did any of your government licensed and controlled teachers ever stress that your signature is your most valuable personal property? Did your government teachers ever tell you that at any time that when you sign any document, you shouldn't sign it, you should sign it without prejudice? Or UCC 1-308? All rights reserved above your signature? Always. It's an important document. All rights reserved. Means you're reserving all your rights not to be bound by any unrevealed contracts. This means that you're reserving your God-given unalienable rights, which cannot be transferred, and all other rights which your forefathers died for. The corporate U.S. government provides, or at best pretends to provide, for this reservation of rights under the Uniform Commercial Code 1-207 or 1-103. You need more information, and you definitely need more information in this area. It is not in the best interest of the United States corporate public schools to teach you about their bankruptcy proceedings and how they have set up a snare to compel you into paying their debt. The corporate public schools are strictly designed for their corporate citizen subjects. That is, the corporate U.S. public school citizens. It's debtor training. Notice all emphasis is on being a good citizen. Basically, all their teachers and their students are trained to produce labor and material in exchange for a valueless green paper called money. It's not money, it functions as money. Lawful money must be backed by something of value. Bankers take your labor, services, and material, homes, cars, farms, etc., in exchange for their valueless corporate paper. You can't tell the average idiot fluoride head out there any of this. They're just glaze over. Ugh. What? Money? This paper is backed only by the full faith and confidence of the United States government, the mother corporation. And I don't have any faith or confidence in the U.S. bankrupt corporate government administrators who have perverted their constitutional charter, enslaving the sovereign American people into their bankruptcy obligations. Their fraudulent money laundering process promotes your payment on the corporate government's bankruptcy debt. This debt is mathematically impossible to pay off. You and your family are in continual financial bondage to the international bankers, and they love it that way. And now they're coming for everything. Now they want you dead because you know what? You're a depreciating asset on their balance sheet. You're costing them too much, and you're not producing enough anymore. And there's nothing left to suck out of you. So when you eliminate the debtor, you eliminate the debt. You know, I guess they figure the way things are going, I mean, we're just all going to just die anyway because this is the way things are going. But they're going to manage it for us and take us down slowly. And any business has an exit plan. And this is just the United States Corporation's exit plan. They're just getting out. They're being bought out by the United Nations, which is another foreign corporation set up by the Rockefellers. Black's Law Dictionary 1990 defines money changers as business of a banker, today handled by the international departments of banks. Let me think for a moment. What did Christ do to the money changers? Oh yes, he severely interfered with their activity. 3 days later, he was crucified. Lincoln was killed for interfering with the money changers. Kennedy was slaughtered in broad daylight in front of the whole world for interfering with the money changers. Executive Order 11111110. Let's return to the subject of your property and the tax sale for not paying property taxes. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They think they own property, but they don't. The actual city or the state owns your property. And that's why I tell people, if you find an abandoned property, you should go move in. And all you really need to do is pay the taxes, because that's all you could do the grant deed and set up the other paperwork and register it, have it recorded. But ultimately, the city or state you live in only cares about the taxes, because you're renting your house from them. And if you miss a few months of property taxes, I don't know, every state is different, they'll foreclose on you and sell your house. You own nothing and you like it. And they're like, that's a big revelation now. The Great Reset, Klaus Schwab, Agenda 2030. So they put your property up for sale at a tax sale. John Doe, average American, bids on your property and gets it. Now there's a procedure he must go through step by step to establish. He's required to give you another chance. You have 6 months and a day to pay off the default. If at that time you pay off the amount the county says you owe, plus penalties and interest, fines, etc., then the property is taken off default status and yours again you pay taxes on the next year. I mean, do you have some food stored up, some water? A little bit, yeah. Because the next lockdown is going to be a real one. Believe that. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Be sure and like, share, and subscribe on your way out. I appreciate it. Hit the bell button so you can get my next video. And be sure and go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. I'll leave a link down below.